Hey guys, Snowman back with you again. The paranormal videos are finally over. I will actually bring you guys some woodshop videos again. The new project that I'm working on is this knotwork, kind of almost tribal line style cross that I'm going to be making a wall hanger out of. It's going to be made out of this beautiful piece of dark walnut, and no, I haven't finished taping it yet. And you know me, I gotta lay the tape down before I glue the pattern on, because I'm so afraid that if I glue the pattern directly to the wood, I'm not gonna get it back off of the wood. So, safety barriers and all that. But I'm gonna finish mounting this piece up, drill all my starter holes, and hop on this off for you guys for the first time in a month or so. Sorry about that, but during the summer, our shop's in its slow season until the holidays come up, and as I come back, yeah, I'm just as crazy as usual. That's why you watch my videos, right? Yeah. Anyways, gonna get back to taping, and I'll be right back. Yeah, I don't think my father would appreciate it if I covered the belt sander in spray glue. No, I wouldn't. I probably use more glue than is needed, but I want to make sure this thing doesn't come loose on me while I'm trying to cut some of the finer lines. Now, in the past, I would probably put another layer of tape over the pattern just for extra security, but that's just a bit much. So, I just go with it as is. I know it's glued down to the tape, and the tape is secured to the piece, so, yeah. That'll work. Okay, that should do it for all the starter holes, because a lot of these pieces are one continuous cut, so I'll figure those out as I go. But looks like I got everything. Yeah, anyways, works for me. Alright then. Well, since I'm going to be using number 3 blade, the pilot holes that I made didn't have to be micro tiny like they do when I'm using a number 2 or anything like that. So, let's see, the last number 3, the one that's on the machine that I used, was used on plywood, and that glue tends to be a little on the abrasive side, so wears out a blade fairly quickly. Yeah, no problem. Always have more. And as always, might as well get to getting. Now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on these center pieces and cut out from the center. I don't know why, but I just think the piece will be less fragile if I do it that way. Crank the blade speed down a little bit and see what's what. Had it up at 6 for the plywood to give a nice smooth cut, so I'll turn it down to about I'd say 4.5. See what happens. Well, this stuff is cutting like butter, so I think I can turn the blade speed up a little bit, get a little smoother cut out of it. Sometimes the pieces just don't want to pop out. But they will drop out. Okay, so all the small center pieces have been cut out, so now I'm going to be working on the long cuts. The smallest of which are this cut here and this cut here, and then all the intricate cuts are just one big cutout by themselves. So, more cutting. Always more cutting. It seems like I can put the speed up even faster because this wood is cutting just so beautifully well. And I love it when a project goes swimmingly. Uh-oh. And it happens every now and then. The chip gets stuck. Did I get it? Yep, I got it.
Strangers never welcome but for curiosity. But come they did, and when they did, ready they did stand. And things would never be the same in our village on the sand. When the ships pulled into dock, the villagers did hide. When trouble came, it usually was brought upon time.
I'm cutting this one out in pieces simply because there are just too many sharp points to do a continuous cut. So, use your nice sharp ends on all your points. Right, well, that fragile piece, whoa, don't need to catch it on anything. Alright, boy, that was a fragile line to cut right across the grain, but worked out. Now before I cut out the outline, I need to tape a backer to it that's going to be cut out the same shape so that the blonde wood shows through the holes in the dark walnut. Well, there's that part of it. Yeah, I am just too paranoid about breaking that sucker off. Let's see what we can finagle here. There we go. That should work. There we go, that's better. Let's see if I can pick that out of there. And probably not. This is probably the only part of the entire piece that makes me nervous, because cutting across the grain always makes the piece more fragile, especially with the vibration of the blade doing the cutting. Whew. Okay, I'm sure there was a better way to go about that, but hey, success. Aha! I'll stop myself right here and actually do this the right way. That was probably not too smart. Now, what can I say? Aren't artists usually their own worst critic? Oh. Ooh. Okay. Let's not do that again. Good Lord. Right then. That piece wanted to rip the whole center out of the cross. Now you gotta see why I saved this bottom part for last. It has the most complicated cuts in it. Not that long ago when I started scrolling a couple years ago, you'd never know it, but I would mangle blades left and right trying to do this type of a project because I either didn't have the blade speed right or didn't have the tension set right or was feeding the wood too fast. But yeah, you learn and you move on.
Wild were the winds that came in the thunder and the rain. Nothing ever could contain the rising of a storm. In the wings of ebony, darkened waves fill the trees. Wild winds warning echo through the air. Follow the storm now, I've got to get out of here. Follow the storm as you take to the sky. Follow the storm now, it's all so crystal clear. Follow the storm as the storm begins to rise.
That's that. The internals are cut out. Everything nice and happy, nothing broke off. So I can always consider that a successful project. So now I need to tape the blonde backer to the underside of this piece because it's going to be cut out in the same shape as the cross itself. So I'll get that done and be right back. I'm going to obviously cut it to the same shape of the cross going by the outside line. So hopefully I can do it in one cut. There's quite a few sharp points on this, so probably not. Sharp points are no big deal. Can always cut a loop to air compensate for that. Get air blowing the right direction, I hope. That's blowing in my face. I need that to blow the dust away from me. And go figure.
wisdom of age, all that's locked within the book of secrets. I long for the knowledge of a sage. On the hills, the fires
And that's it.
burn
One
midnight, superstition,
continuous 18-minute cut.
sparks flying,
Okay. Pull the slag away. And now here comes the fun part. Pulling the pattern off without breaking some of those thin pieces. And it shouldn't be too bad on this one, considering how thick the wood is, but you never know. It's not going to look all that fancy once I pull the pattern off, because it hasn't been sanded or cleared yet to give it its nice shine, but you'll at least get a look at the piece as it's supposed to sit. I don't know about you guys, but personally this looks like a cross you could use as a weapon, but yeah, it's done, all except for the finishing part. So as you can tell from the close-up, there's some sanding. Oops, if it'll focus. Focus. And it looks, as you can tell from the close-up, there's still some sanding to do in several places. And especially on the backers, you can see all the fuzzies that I need to hand sand and then flat sand the entire piece. So, but the cross, she is done as far as the cutting goes. So, alright guys, more to come.